Hello there, and welcome to Messerchmitt's on Monday, where myself, Andy, the novice modeller, is going to be trawling through my rather bizarre collection of, I think at last count, 47 or 48 different 109 Messerschmitt BF 109 variants, which mainly concern my kind of obsession for the what I call the smaller nations air forces of World War II. And we're going to be looking at a different BF 109 every Monday for a while, until I get through quite a few of them, I suppose. I thought we'd start the ball rolling with Messerschmitts on Monday with this rather fantastical and bizarre BF 109Z, which, as we can see, is a sort of twin boom, twin fuselage, twin engine contraption, which I know has been experimented with a couple of other things, including the Mustang. So we're going to have a look at this kit, and we're going to have a look at the instructions, and I'll read the blurb out, etc, etc. And yeah, so I'll just get on with it. So if you're not familiar with Amodel, which that's not to be excused, they're kind of a little bit out there, I think. And for me, trying to sort of delve into who they are and what they're about, it's kind of got a little bit more mysterious along the way. But anyway, what we're going to focus on at the moment is some of the other interesting kits that they do, like this kind of bizarre Zveno 1A, which there is a review on channel 4. This rather cool looking ER2 Russian twin engine bomber. And they do some other interesting kits as well, like this Yak 6M 109A, which I'm sure will feature at some point. Orca Fury in Spanish colours. Oka 38, which is a Faisal Stork license built in Russia. The 109 331, which has got a different undercarriage. The 109X, which is a export version of the 109, which looks nothing like the 109. And, the Kop-1 Russian float plane, and various others, I believe, as well. They're just the ones that I've picked up in the past sort of year or so. So who the hell are Amodel anyway? According to Scalemates, they're a Ukrainian company. I say this because there's a little Ukrainian flag by their reference on Scalemates, but kind of bizarrely, their contact details, as you can see, are IB, or International Business Group, IBG, in Poland, which I think kind of relates them in that case to IBG, who make some really, really nice modern aircraft and in the 172 scale and 135 armour scale. So yeah, I think they're also kind of related to somebody called Sova M. But there's something else on this print here, so I don't know. Scalemates is kind of a little bit vague on who they are and what they're all about. So what we're going to do at the moment is we're going to look at this kit, and you can make your own mind up, I suppose. But seeing as this is kind of a weird and obscure aircraft, I'm going to read the blurb out first so we know what the hell it is we're looking at. In 1940, Ernst Udet, considering the matter of the creation of a proper towing plane for big cargo carrying gliders, ME321 and JU322, first suggested to combine two bombers Heinkel 111 into one aircraft, so-called Zwilling variant. I'm sure we're all maybe aware of them. I know Italeri do a kit of that. Its successful tests encouraged the designers of Messerschmitt Company to create the Heavy Hunter on the base of the aircraft BF 109F. In 1943, the experimental airplane was finished, the fastening of undercarriage posts was altered, and the attachment point of a 500-kilogram bomb was placed between two fuselages. It was impossible to carry out the complete trial because the BF 109Z was destroyed at the time of an air attack. So it never really apparently really got to fly or testing or anything like that. It's kind of like one of these sort of what if things. And the nice people at Amodel, Polish, Ukrainian, or wherever the hell they're from, kindly gave us a model kit to build. And like I said, I thought we'd have a look at it today. So let's have a look at this kind of interesting scribe here. This actually is the imprint of a manufacturer, which says produced by 44 Master Group of Manufacturers. So I'm kind of thinking that it's made by somebody else, and then this company Amodel have taken over the moulding. But according to Scalemates, it was a new production tooling in 1995 by Amodel, and there's been various adaptations of probably the original part, which was this, to create various 109 kits over the years. And this particular one was produced in 2011, so that's when this collection of sprues came to be. Kind of a long-winded way of saying I don't really know what's going on here, and I don't think the design is new either. But anyway, let's have a look at this. So what we have here is we have our first sprue, which contains a standard sort of fuselage 4-109. So let's have a nose at this. And yeah, it's kind of nice looking. It's got some decent detail on it. The panel lines are in areas a little bit vague. I'm being a little bit critical, I suppose. We've got a few access points and what have you, but it's not the most highest definition of a model kit that we've probably seen. But then it's kind of based on a 1995 tooling, so what do you expect? If you want one of these, this is what you get. So on the inside, we've got the fuselage cockpit here, which we've got some detail on and some points to attach some parts by the look of it. Kind of looks like we've got some pedals here, but I've not seen them done like that before. We've got a small air intake here. We've got a 3-bladed propeller. We've got our engine manifolds, which are maybe a little bit on the basic side. We've got another air intake, spinner, and another, I think that's an oil intake there, I'm not quite sure, or another intake anyway, and that's part of the propeller mounting as well. We do have some detail on the interior, including a wheel and some levers and what have you, and on the other side as well. They're not exactly the best defined, but that was probably a first attempt or an early attempt at doing this sort of thing back in the 90s, because a lot of kits at this time they were just plain on the interiors. So it's kind of a thumbs up for the 1990s, obviously. We've got another sprue here, which is the other fuselage, which, as we can see, has got this sort of blacked out cockpit, which is a false cockpit, obviously, because there's only one pilot for this heavy hunter. Got another propeller, another intake, another spinner, a couple more of these rather vague looking manifolds, and this BF109Z looks like somebody's scratched it into the plastic. I kind of dislike but love how basic that is. It literally looks like someone scratched that into the moulding. I'm giving that a double thumbs up. That's great. I like it. So here we have the base. Sorry, the base of the wings with 2 large intakes here. Bit of fill there, a bit of chiseling out, and a bit of roughness in general. There's some vague detail going on the undersurfaces. There's our upper wing surface. Not much to say there. And this is obviously the part between the 2 tails. So we've got a bit more detail on the other side. There are mounting points throughout the kit. You can see here some roughness that needs attending to. Kind of matchboxish, I suppose, into the 80s. So here we have this other sprue, which has got this Mallet 44, whatever. UA. Does that mean Ukraine? I'm not quite sure. We have a wheel of some sorts. We have 2 tail wheels, pilot's seat. Doesn't look very comfortable. A couple of gun mountings maybe. And their gun mountings are underneath the wing. We can kind of see them protruding here. A couple of wheel spats which have got some detail going on there. And some pedals. Got some wheels with some tread on. This is our undercarriage here, which obviously we can see is different. So that mounts sort of there with a wheel on either side by the look of it. And as we can see, we do have 4 wheels. What a curious contraption. And this is the upper surface of the wing between the 2 fuselages. So what a bizarre thing. Got some decals, standard German crosses with some make up yourself symbols for the tails. Comprehensive set of stencil caution and warnings. There's a lot of those by Amodel. Let's have a quick look at these instructions. Sprue diagram. Cockpit interior construction. So there is a cockpit console display there somewhere. And a stick, which I didn't see. And then we have the building of our 2 fuselages. So one with the cockpit interior going in, and one which is just a false cockpitted fuselage. And we put our 2 fuselages together with our wings. And then we put the undercarriage on, basically. And there's our painting diagram. So what a fascinating aircraft that never really appeared to get tested. And you know, it's kind of a basic kit. I'm a kind of a basic modeler. I'm fascinated now because I do have some A models, obviously. Has anybody built an A model? Maybe I should try building one of these soon, just to try one, so I'm not waxing lyrical about kits that I've never tried. Yeah, I think it's a fascinating 109 at the end of the day. That's and we got a rather nasty looking cockpit cover as well, kind of thick looking. But yeah, so what I mean, it's a fascinating aircraft. So I mean, obviously having 40 plus aircraft for the 109 spec. There'll be a link to that video with my collection of 109s up shortly. I should have mentioned that previously. It's just an interesting model, and incidentally, price wise, you can pick this up off eBay for 20 quid. So it's slightly more than your standard 109, but you do get 2 fuselages and 2 engines. What more can I say? So thanks for watching. Please do like and subscribe, and tune in for another Messerschmitts on Monday 109 variant next week. Maybe we'll do a float plane version. They do float plane versions, Andy? Apparently so. Well, Sova M, they make them anyway. So tune in for that next week, and we'll do a few more to follow. Thanks for watching, and be seeing you.